All right, everyone. So I'm going to do my recap and break down the trades from this morning. As a reminder, as always, for those watching the recap, trading is risky. Most beginner traders do lose money, and my results are not typical. So please take it slow and trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. So I'm finishing the day up sort of small, $2,328.62. But it is a green day, which is certainly good. And it's my fourth green day in a row, which is also nice. So in the last, let's see, I'll show you some of my metrics here. So in the last few days, I've made 38,000 plus today's profit. That'll be 40,000. Average daily gain 12,000 a day. Well, didn't quite hit that today. Profit loss ratio still negative, but accuracy 79%. And today was pretty solid as well. So solid accuracy, that's from focusing on pretty good quality setups. Today, we didn't have anything on the gap scanner. So there were no gappers that I was watching. And I put the gap scanner away already, but that would typically be sitting right here. But then at the open, BFRI started squeezing up and I jumped in for the break of 4. My first trade was a long, right around 4. We got a profit target, hit a high of 413, got a little less than 10 cents a share. Got out, got back in as it broke through 413 and got a profit target up here to about 435. Got back in at about 425, got back out at 430, got back in at 425, stopped out at I don't know, what was that, like 415? So that was my first loss of the day. Then I got back in as it curled right here for the breakthrough 420 and had another smaller winner. It wasn't a big winner, but a small win. And in between this trade and that last trade was a quick trade on SGLY. 2 trades actually. First trade long at about 515, profit at 525, added back at 525 for the move up to 530, stopped out at about 515. So went from up 300 to down 500 on that one, lost $800 on that trade, but not the end of the world. This one was hitting the high day momentum scanner. I was sort of looking at this 542 daily breakout level, but we didn't get that. So BFRI made another attempt at this 420 level, but was a pretty nasty rejection up to 426, then back down to under 4, breaking below VWAP. Today, KSCP was on watch earlier. I mentioned that during the morning show. There was news out at 8:30 and it promptly popped from about 1850 up to 2150. But then pulled back and has ended up selling off here today, gapping actually down. No trades on that for me. You know, I saw the news, I saw it at 19 and I was like, I don't know. I don't think this daily chart's strong enough. I'm not sure the news headline is really strong enough either. And it did end up going to 2140. So if I had jumped on it, you know, I could have actually made some money, but I just didn't want to push my luck, and so I left it alone. BFRI, and you know, the fact is, usually I say no gappers, no trades, and I could have just as easily not taken any trades today, and that would have been fine because we didn't have a really obvious gapper. But BFRI did make a move, and with smaller share size, it was worth taking a stab on. SGLY also made a little move, and those were okay. The only problem is that, you know, I mean, we're still, you know, this one wasn't super hot, you know, so was it A quality? I mean, it was a decent setup, but, you know, it didn't really have parabolic potential. The thing there is that if you're not going to trade unless something has parabolic potential, you're going to have a lot of days where you're sitting on the side. And it is important to stay sharp. And so, you know, every day that you can trade, you know, you're kind of keeping yourself limber, you're kind of staying comfortable, familiar with pressing the buy and sell buttons. And so I do think it's important to be sort of actively treading water, you know, rather than just like laying, you know, like a beached whale and just waiting for the action. I think it's good to be out there, keeping yourself kind of fluid, watching things moving, ready to jump when something does look good. As I said at the beginning, one of the challenges of being so actively watching the market is getting sucked in and letting that FOMO kind of pull you in to something that probably wasn't really that great. And then you're sitting there down 4,000 and you're like, well, I shouldn't have even taken any trades today, but I was sitting and watching, and then I wasn't able to have the discipline to just sit out, and I got drawn in. And so that speaks to the importance of exercising that muscle of discipline as much as you can, as often as you can. And this is the time where it's going to really pay off. So this is my first day of the month, 4th green day in a row. I'm happy with the 4 green days, happy with that $40,000 in the last 4 days. That's good. Whatever. It's not a big green day by any means, but it's a green day. And if I can keep myself focused on consistency and trying to trade less, but, kind of hit good quality setups like a first pullback or break a $0.50 whole dollar, then, that'll add up. And listen, the fact is, I didn't do super well in January. If I made $2,000 a day every day in January, I would have been up 40 grand on the month. I finished the month up 25,000. That was it. My broker statement's already posted on the website. For those that are curious, I'll just grab this. Let's see. So verify 2022. So this is the January 2022 statement. That's the P&L right there. So 25,000. This is the software that I use for my metrics. So for what it's worth, it doesn't include. There's some fees that it doesn't include, so it doesn't match to the broker statement to the penny. This is the statement that you get from Lightspeed, although, even this, when you actually get your 1099 at the end of the year, will sometimes be off by a little bit. So it's kind of annoying, but it's very close. And this is right from the Lightspeed website. So this is my P&L in my main account. I only traded in my taxable account for $1,600 of profit. So on my profit from January, I owe, tax on $1,600. All right, no big deal. The rest of the profit was in my retirement account. Got off to a decent start here. Grew the account from 669,000 up to 744, and then started slipping back down. So, a little disappointing there. Not the big kind of gain that I was hoping for. 43,000 in gross profit, 23,000 in net. So 16 plus 23 is 25,000. So that's where I sit right now. Profit since January 1st, 2017 is $9.63 million. My goal is to cross over 10 million in net profit. I've already crossed over 10 million in gross profit, but I want to cross over 10 million in net profit. So let's see. Whoops, let me back this up. All right. So yeah, so there's filter. So there's 10 million in gross, and then I'm at, whatever. And after this month, 9.63 again. It's pretty darn close. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Want to just try to keep the momentum going here in February. Hopefully we can, I think it's going to be a little bit of hot cold, where we'll have some days where it's really cold and then some days where it's really hot. And by the way, these profits and these results are not typical, in case you were curious. This is a challenge that I set for myself, but I haven't seen anyone actually, in the world do anything like that. Start with less than $600 and turn it into 10 million. I don't think it's impossible that someone else could do it, but I just haven't seen anyone else do it. So that speaks to the fact that those results are not typical. But anyways, yeah, so I think that today was a day where it was a little colder. We didn't have a really obvious leading gapper. We didn't have, big momentum pre-market. So that's all right. We'll, these days just kind of keep my head above water, actively tread water a little bit. And hey, if I can make a couple $1,000, that's good. I can kind of stack up a little bit of early profit, 5-6 more days, kind of like that. those are better than big red days. And this could have been a big red day had I mismanaged my risk and, just, I don't know, taken huge size at 433 or something like that. This wasn't the day to go really aggressive on those high day entries, and I was able to keep myself restrained. So I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, morning show, 9:15 on YouTube. I'll give you guys my watch list of what I'm looking at. Students, I'll start streaming a little after 8, and we'll stream until I finish trading. We're coming up at 11 right here, and I'm happy with where I sit on the day. I really enjoy sitting down and trading each day, but it's not my goal to sit here from 9:30 until 4 o'clock. Even if I could potentially make more money, I've made enough where I feel like I'm perfectly content to just have the afternoons where I can kind of do other things. And so that's what I do. So that's it for me. And I will be back at it tomorrow morning for February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. So I hope you guys have, hope you have some exciting plans of what you're going to do tomorrow. It's an exciting holiday for all of us here. And I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, I'll see you then.
And that right there was an entire video with no ads. I don't monetize my YouTube channel with video ads, which means you guys get to enjoy the content. But do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and let YouTube know that this channel is the channel to watch if you want to learn about day trading.